Did you know that writing your first sentence wrong in the writing section can ruin your final score? Yes, it's true. And there are three more common mistakes that candidates usually have in the writing section and they don't even realize about it. Hi, I'm Yula Yala, your MET coach. I have helped hundreds of people to get their scores in the MET. And today we will cover the three most common mistakes people make at writing. Let's get started with the first one. The first mistake is to have a weak or incorrect opening sentence. Many people start with a sentence like this: I think is important topic. And this sentence is totally wrong. It has many mistakes. Let's start with the first one. First of all, it has a grammar mistakes. There is no verb agreement because it's missing an it. The sentence should be something like I think it is an important topic. So it's missing not only the verb agreement, but also an article. So it makes the sentence wrong. Secondly, it's not specific. It's talking about nothing. I think it's important. What is important? So a version that could be better than this one could be something like I think technology, I think economy, I think whatever is an important topic. That makes it obviously much more specific and better for the exam. But a way to make it better is to write right away about the topic. For example, you can write something like technology plays a crucial role in our daily lives. This is way better than just writing, I think it's an important topic. So don't take for granted that the person who is reading or checking your test knows the topic. You need to introduce the topic. It's about technology, write about technology. It's about economy, write about economy. But don't say or don't write it's important. What is important? Be specific in your essay. Now let's continue with the second most common mistake. And the second most common error is to going off topic. That's something that people don't realize they are doing, but many times it happens. Many people have a question like, do you agree or do you disagree that people work while studying? And they start writing, oh yeah, studying is important. Oh yes, working is good. But at the end, they don't answer the question that is being asked. Is it good or bad to work while studying? Answer the question. Do not just write about studying or write about working. That's not enough. Moreover, if the question is asking you, do you agree or disagree? You need explicitly to answer, I agree or I disagree. Whenever you just write about the topic, but you don't mention, you don't write that you agree or disagree, probably you could be off topic. So be sure you answer specifically the question that is being asked. Do you agree that people work while studying? Yes, I agree. Or probably no, I disagree. In that way, you will be totally explicit about your answer, which is beneficial and sometimes even necessary for the person who is reading your response. If you're thinking about these mistakes, and probably you know you're making them, that's awesome. One of my students found out that she was making these mistakes because we gave her feedback. If you're interested in getting this feedback, if you're interested in practicing with our writing platform, contact us in order to start a course with us. Now, let's continue with the mistake number three. The mistake number three is to have poor grammar, especially in verbs and articles. Let's see the following examples, which are common to have in this kind of exercises. The first sentence says, I am agree. The parents need to take care of the children. Well, the first mistake that we can see over here is the verb. It's not correct to say I am agree. is incorrect. That's a Spanish version of it. It's necessary to say I agree. That's the first mistake about verbs. The second mistake that we find over here is the use of the articles. To say the parents is not necessary. We only use the article the when we're talking about something in specific. In this case, we are talking about parents in general. So it's not necessary to use the. Only to say parents is enough. And at the end, when they say the children, is again not necessary to use this article. We could just say their children in order to be specific about parents and the relation with their children. If you know you need some assistance to identify what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, in order to know how you can improve your writing, feel free to contact us. In our courses, we include feedback, we include a writing platform in which you can have access to many exercises and you will be able to control if you're doing well about time, about the number of words, and all the components the exam has. If you're interested in getting a course with these components, feel free to contact us. The link is in the description box and in the first comment. See you in the next video. Bye bye.